70 degrees in downtown Newburyport at 8:14, and that is our look at the latest WNBP weather. Our guest right now is, well, we have two guests. Bill Brown, who is the coordinator of youth ministry at the Immaculate Conception Church and also Holy Redeemer Church. Church is, I guess, and you brought youth with you, didn't you, Bill?
Yes, kind of in a way. Good morning, Wynn. Good morning, Newburyport area. I brought Katie Hills-Kimball with me, who's one of our volunteers. She's more college age, but she's still a youth in my mind. So, and she was one of the big reasons we were able to start our programming last August. So, good morning, Katie.
Good morning.
Nice to have you here, Katie. Now, I'm glad that you got involved. And what is it that you are doing throughout the year, or the summer at least?
Weekly, we have GAP at the Immaculate Conception, where high school students are able to come and have a fun time and grow in their faith together, and I help volunteer at that.
Okay, you call that GAP?
Yeah, it stands for God and Pizza.
Oh, how about that? Yeah, that's neat. That's neat. And I'm thinking for teenagers, sometimes it must be tough for them to show that they have faith.
Yes, definitely. And GAP gives them a chance to meet with a great group of kids. We always have a ton of laughs, and it's always a ton of fun. And there's free pizza and people that you can really relate to. So it's an awesome place.
Neat. So that's over at the Immaculate Conception.
Yes.
Okay. And do you do stuff with Holy Redeemer as well?
I haven't begun to really yet.
Because
Okay.
a lot of our youth actually come from both parishes, both towns, Merrimack, West Newbury, and also Newburyport too. So it's a mix.
So they all go to the
Yes,
IC.
we actually have a youth that comes from North Andover.
Wow. North Andover. That's there must be a tie here somewhere.
Yes, because like we find out, it's a small world sometimes. So all the activities that we do during the year, such like Hunger for Justice, and also Camps Christ is My Personal Savior, which is a week-long camp for high schoolers. And then there's also, for junior high, there's snow camps that is in February and March. So a lot of these kids actually get to know each other that way, and then they invite each other to their own groups. So we actually had a girl from Merrimack who invited somebody from North Andover to our youth group, and she comes every week from North Andover every Wednesday night. So
I never heard of a snow camp before.
It's very fun. This was my first year being involved in snow camps as a staff, and I was amazed how they have so much fun with the kids, but yet provide them with some great speakers, some great activities, and it's a very strong community.
Well, we're talking with Bill Brown. He's the coordinator of youth ministry at the IC Church and also Holy Redeemer churches in the area. And Bill, when we last saw you, you had some golf clubs with you.
Yes. We had our first annual golf outing last October. And it went really well. We raised close to $3,000 for our youth ministry. But what we noticed was the people that got involved and the people that golfed really enjoyed the event. It was great to get people from both parishes and the surrounding towns together. And so this year it's a lot of work putting on one of these events. And I wasn't going to do it this year. Then I got pressure from within. Everybody wanted to golf. Everybody kept asking me, "Oh, we're going to do that event again. We're going to golf again." So I decided, you know what? Let's do it as more of a golf outing this year and not so much focus on fundraising. So really, this year's goal is just get people together, have a good day of golf, and we'll be over at Old Newbury Golf Club on August 21st at 1 p.m. So it should be a very good outing this year.
Oh, nice. A shotgun start?
Yes, shotgun start and hopefully a par finish.
Wow. Did you catch any of that golf tournament this past weekend, the Greenbrier?
No, I didn't.
Oh, they had 4 people tied for the lead. They had a 4-person playoff.
Wow. Is it over yet?
Yeah, it's over. 2 got wiped out after the first hole, and then the other guy, the guy who won it on the next hole. So yeah, it was fun. So that's probably going to happen at your event too.
Yes, we'll need a tiebreaker. I'm sure I won't be involved unless I can get maybe Phil Mickelson to join my foursome.
Well, don't let him bet.
No, that's a good point. Good point.
Anyway, well, Katie, why don't you now? you mentioned pizza. There's got to be more food than pizza at events that you do, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of snacks, ice cream, good food.
Yeah, and Bill mentioned that you're a college student.
I graduated in 2014 with my undergraduate degree, and I'm going on to graduate school this coming fall.
Nice. Where are you going to go?
Brown University.
Oh, Bill, you got a smart one here.
Yes, we're going crimson.
Nothing wrong with that. And what are you going to study over there?
Chemistry.
Bill.
Yes, we actually talk a lot about chemistry on Wednesday nights sometimes, and it's sometimes very heated discussions too about chemistry, and we always defer to Katie for the final answers.
That's right. It's just like Jeopardy, but people are a form of chemistry too. So you have to be able to blend the people together.
And the one thing about God and Pizza and a lot of our youth programs right now, we do have that good chemistry. I was fortunate enough when I started over a year ago. I was trying to figure out how do you start and develop a youth ministry program, and people were telling me it takes 3 to 4 years and it takes a lot of time, and not everybody has time to help and volunteer. And I found a list of 50 emails in a file, and all these contact information. I sent out a random email to 50 people, hoping that there would be some volunteers or people interested. And Katie was one of the ones that responded. I actually had 3 past God and Pizza members, GAP members, respond. They wanted to come back and start it. So it started up very quickly, and we're very fortunate to have them. I always tell my wife at home that when I see Katie and when I see Deanna and when I see Karen walking in the room on a Wednesday night before God and Pizza start, I always have this feeling of security. I always feel like our youth are in really good hands, and that's really important that they have good role models to work with.
That's right. Now, when it comes to volunteering for the youth ministry programs at the Immaculate Conception and Holy Redeemer churches, what is it that you're looking for?
Well, we're looking right now. We have high school age. We service about 20 youth high school age. Our middle school group we service probably about 40 plus in both of the parishes. Right now, I'm really looking to get somebody to help out with the elementary school level youth. That's a program that we really want to start because it's really important to kind of water a plant at its roots. And really the youth that are in elementary school right now are kind of the roots to our church and our youth group. And I think it's going to be very important for us to get volunteers and really get a good program started at that age level.
Yeah, that's the farm system, isn't it?
Yes, it's the farm system, and you got to go to the farm. Yeah. And the farm is going to be with us soon, so time goes by as we get older.
That's right.
It goes by quicker.
It certainly does, because each day is a smaller portion of your life.
Mm-hmm. Yes, a smaller fraction. I am the math major here, so I could probably step in for math where Katie does chemistry.
But you're absolutely right. And now what the youth ministry church. Other than on Sunday, right?
Yes, primarily a lot of youth ministers are hired to kind of be involved with the religious ed programs. I have my hands in the religious ed programs, but I am not just internally focused with youth in our church. I'm also community focused. So we really want to look at our youth ministry as a resource to our community. So we do a lot of outreach. Last fall, we had the tragedy in Merrimack with Ben Stevens, a teenager from Pentucket that passed away. I helped run that vigil that was over at the Donahue School in Merrimack, and I worked with actually the Methodist Church in town, Pastor Gwyneth Aronson, who actually just left there, and she was a blessing to the community because it was so great to work with somebody outside of our parish and kind of learn from them a little bit too.
Yeah, I think that's key to remember is that you're all churches, and you all have to get along, don't you?
Yes, it's the same God. It's the same God, but it's also we should always be caring. We should always be trying to help one another in the community. So really, that's what our youth ministry is designed to do. You don't need to be in the parish. You don't even need to be Catholic to come to our youth groups. We really just want to provide an atmosphere, a very supportive atmosphere. And I was asked this question from other youth ministers about 5 months ago when I was up at snow camps, and they were like, "What is the best part of your program? What is the best things that you do? What's your best activity?" And I started thinking about it, and when I start to think about our group when we're in our youth room, I actually said, you know what? It's when we're not doing anything. It's when we're just sitting there talking, listening to music, and everybody's having fun, and nothing needs to be planned. Because I feel like the youth come into our programs, they they feel stress-free. They feel like they can leave their baggage at the door. They don't feel like they're being judged. They know they're supported. So their true self comes out, and they're just so relaxed, and they're such themselves, and they care about everybody. So it's a very supportive environment.
Katie, did you know all this was going on when you first got involved?
Oh yes, I went to Gap when I was in high school, and it was definitely a place for me. It was perfect. Middle of the week, you'd be at your most stressful point in school, and you could walk in and be with the best friends that you'll ever have, and it was really awesome. It was such a great experience that when I got the email from Bill about volunteering and continuing Gap where it left off, I was like, definitely.
Oh, that's nice. It's nice to want to be involved, especially at your age. You know, I remember when I was, well, I almost remember when I was your age. I was just so concerned about getting my working and doing the day-to-day stuff, let alone trying to help anybody. So, Bill, you have some other things?
Sure. One thing, when it comes to our youth group, specifically, our GAP, which is a cornerstone of our youth ministry, we don't just sit around and have pizza all the time and eat a lot of snacks. We did do, this past spring, we did Hunger for Justice, which is the 30-hour famine. So a bunch of youth groups, I think hundreds of youth go to St. Mary's in Lynn, and basically from 5 o'clock on Friday night to 11 o'clock on Saturday evening, we don't eat. And then on Saturday, we head into Boston, and we actually serve the poor and do some community service. That event was really amazing, watching the youth communicate and meet the homeless and the needy, feeding them lunch at the Pine Street Inn and things like that. And it was you could see really God working through our youth, and also you could see God working through the needy and the homeless too. It was just such a great event to witness, and you put yourself kind of a little bit in their shoes. We sleep on floors that night. Some sleep in the gym, some sleep down, I think, in the cafeteria area, and it's very hot. It was very hot. I mean, they don't have much air conditioning going on, even though it was I think it was April. It was still very, very hot inside. And I think some of our youth actually build boxes, so that they're like in homeless boxes and sleep in them that night. So it's a lot about giving back too, and that's what we look to do really going forward, is to provide some things to really support the community and be a resource to the community.
Well, you're doing a lot of good things, and if anybody wanted to help you out, how could they get in touch with you?
They can contact me by my cell phone number, which is 978-376-6511, or I can be reached via email too, and that's bbrowny, that's BBROWNY 44 @yahoo.com.
Oh, okay.
The one thing we're really looking to do going forward is one thing that's going on with youth these days, substance abuse is a major issue in the community. We all read about the heroin issue that's going on. And we're looking, I've been to some forums, there's one in Salisbury, I've talked to the Newburyport Youth Services group here in town, and really, I really want my group to attack that a little bit. Substance abuse for youth and also for adults and families is really causing negative effect on our families and our youth. And I really, going forward, we're looking to really combat the addiction, support the people, but combat the addiction. And I'm looking to start a group to help out with that, and obviously get some people that are very experienced in it, that have some knowledge that could help us out. And because sometimes we wait too long, and sometimes basically we wait for something bad to happen, then we react to it, and we don't want to react to something such as the heroin and the substance abuse that's going on right now in our community.
That's a great goal to shoot for, and good luck with that.
Thank you.
And let us know, when you have something going, we'll get you on the radio again.
Hopefully by the fall. I'm really looking forward to the fall to trying to do something.
Excellent. Well, Bill, thank you very much. Katie, thank you for joining us. And gosh, it's chemistry graduate. Unbelievable.
Amazing.
It's amazing. Boy, it took me 3 years to fail 2 years of Spanish. I don't know how you do chemistry,
I had 4 years of art, and I can't draw to save my life. So
All right. Well, thank you again. Bill Brown, the coordinator of youth ministry at the Immaculate Conception Church and Holy Redeemer Churches, and also Katie Hills Kimball, who is volunteering and helping with the GAP program for the youth ministry. It's 8:28 here on the Legends, WNBP.
Time now for the Personal Finance Minute on the Legends, WNBP.